everybody, it's Koen from the Fellowship Auctions here. And first of all, before we start with some beautiful new guitars, I want to thank everybody for bidding and watching our latest live stream about our very first auction. We've learned a lot about the previous auction and we were super stoked about the success. So version 2 will be even more improved and better than the last time. That's enough about the auction because you're curious what's in there, right? So we start with an absolute Californian classic. So this is a classic T from Tom Anderson. And Tom Anderson started in 1984 making bodies, necks and other parts from his garage. And soon after, in 1985, he got his own little workshop and started to build guitars and perfecting the guitar craft. And I think ever since, well, everybody who ever held a Tom Anderson knows that he builds perfect guitars. And this 1995 model is no exception. This guitar plays and feels very good. Beautiful sunburst finish and actually still looks like new. So these guitars are made for stages. These have seen the biggest stadiums and they are trusted by a lot of guitarists. I can name some names like Keith Richards, David Crosby, Kirk Hammett and many more. If you want to see it, go to their website, click the artist page, you'll be blown away. You will be blown away. So even though this guitar is already 30 years old, she's ready to play another 30 years at least. I'm really curious on what stages she will be next and this one can be yours. The auction starts at the 9th of December and will end on the 30th of December with a live stream just like last time. I really hope I see you there. So the next guitar up, should I call it a guitar or should I call it art, is a Wandre Tri Lam multicolor. This story starts with Antonio Wandre Piolo, born in 1926. A cool detail about his life: in the Second World War he joined the resistance. So from 1957 to 1968 he created 38,000 Wandres, and not so many are around there anymore. And what's so cool about these guitars is that they are blends. They are a blend between a piece of art and they are blends between a guitar. Some unique features: the complete aluminum neck, beautiful body, all in different colors. So what's cool is even though 35,000, which I find a lot in roughly 10 years times, not a single one is the same, because all the different finishes always give a different pattern, and that's is also what makes it so interesting for collectors. The pickups are made by Davoli, and that was a very well-known pickup maker back in the days. And what's cool about this guitar is it has been slightly adjusted to a modern day jack. Not sure if we can see that, so you can actually play it very well. This guitar is in very good shape, because often when you see the old ones, they've been sitting in the corner, yeah, catching dust for quite some years. But this guitar has a lot of break, plays very good. Don't play it in a cold winter day, because the aluminum neck feels really cold, so you really need to warm it up for some time. So keep this guitar at room temperature. So some of the unique models and some of the more popular models are the Rock Oval, the Blue Jeans, the Teenager, and this one, the Tri Lam. And what's so cool is that he made a lot of name in only 10 years time. Often when you see these old Italian guitar brands, because there are a lot of old Italian guitar brands, you're looking at it like, oh, I've never seen one of these before. But when you speak of Wandre, everybody thinks, wow, cool. So the reason why they stopped in the 1970s, so in 1970 actually, he sold the factory was because of a lot of competition from Japan and the US, so mass producing guitars was more and more a thing. Fender came up in the 1980s. Gibson did a lot of guitars in the 1980s, and eventually they had to cease the operations. So today Wandre is a playable piece of art. So what's cool, this is a real conversation starter. As soon as you hang this one in your home, people ask, what's this and what's the story about it? And then you can tell the cool story about Antonio in the Second World War and creating guitars after that. And I think that's one of the main reasons why this is a collectible piece loved by collectors worldwide. With the next guitar, we'll bring you to the 1990s, to 1997 to be exactly. And we have here a beautiful Gibson Super 400 in wine red finish. Yeah, and the Super 400 is their top tier archtop. It's the best of the best, the biggest of the biggest. And it's originally started in 1934. And I think if you can maintain a model for such a long period of time, you've created a great model. So cool fun fact, 1934, the original price for the Super 400, you can guess it, $400 US. So throughout the 1930s to 50s, the Super 400 changed in shape and got electronics in the 1950s, and then from the 1950s she roughly remained in the same shape as it is right now. The Super 400 is one of these bucket list guitars, and I think many great guitarists have them, among Scotty Moore, Kenny Burrell, Milt Travis, Wes Montgomery of course, also his own signature model. And it's a bucket list guitar. It's that guitar that you want to have on your wall. It looks fantastic. It's a big body, so it's 18-inch. It's fully hand carved, and all right, let's have a look at the beautiful back on this one. So this is flayed maple on the back, fully carved. Very nice spruce top, and of course, since they're top tier model, they always use the best tone woods. So the 1990s is actually a very interesting era from Gibson because it's their Renaissance era. So Gibson in the 1970s and 80s, they had some issues with quality control, and in the early 90s, they completely started to pimp up the quality. So these guitars are known to be very stable and very strong. So this guitar is, like I said before, the bucket list guitar. It's not your first guitar, it's not the second guitar, but this is the crème de la crème, the guitar that finishes off your collection. So now we've come to the last guitar from this episode, and it's actually one from the Dutch Archtop Museum. So not all the archtops were in the first auction. You can also find some in the second auction here. And this is a very interesting guitar. So this is a Joseph Bohmann from 1916. And I had no clue when I first saw it, but one thing I knew is it stood out to the rest. So as soon as you see this guitar, you think, what is this and what is it meant for? So this is a beautiful little archtop from 1916, and to understand it, you need to understand a little bit of Joseph Bohmann. So Joseph Bohmann was born in 1848 in Bohemia, modern-day Czechia. And that is where a lot of guitar makers and violin guilders came from. So he moved to the US. So he started a little company in Chicago in 1878 and he built all kinds of instruments. And that's also why you see that it's a little bit of a crossbreed. So he built flat tops, he built mandolins, he built arch tops, banjos, violins, the whole shebang, like a lot of people did back in the days. And it's very unique to find one back in Europe actually, because not many have survived. And that's actually quite rare, because back in the days he won gold medals on world exhibitions. So he was really ahead of his time. And you can also see that in the amount of patents that he filed for, because when we did a bit of investigation to this guitar, we found this. All right, so that's a lot of patents. One of the patents where we'll speak a bit more about is the sound bars that you see here, but also there's special palm mute, special bracing, headstock designs, and some of these things we still use on normal guitars these days. So he was truly ahead of his time. So one of the things unique on this guitar, what I want to speak about, because this comes from the violin making, are these sound bars. And these sound bars resonate with you on a certain frequency, giving it a more vibrating sound. And it sounds really interesting. You will hear that on the demo in a minute. Again, to find one in Europe is really special. So if you have an archtop collection, then this guitar definitely deserves a spot. So that was it for the first episode. If you want to see and learn more about these guitars, they will all be on the website on the 9th of December. And on the 30th of December, you can watch them all live in our live stream. I hope to see you there. Bye bye. Cheers.